We really need some rain, and it is looking kind of cloudy today with some darker clouds over here. But that doesn't mean anything necessarily. But hopefully we'll get some rain. It hasn't rained in over a week. About a week and a half, maybe almost 2 weeks now. I'm just pulling off suckers. There's a bug on my lens. The cabbage is not looking too hot. I don't know if it's gonna make it. I might try to plant more when I do the onions. I'll plant onions and more cabbage and lettuce probably into my compost. And then hopefully I can make that work. I might just like, I don't know, stuff to think about, figure out if I want to make new beds. Okay, so oftentimes when I pick the okra, I've noticed that there's like little black specks on it, and I normally just brush it off, but this time I like looked closer and there's gnats. They're gnats. They're literally gnats stuck on this okra. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, but those little black dots are literally gnats, and I think they fly into the okra and they get stuck. Because the okra has little tiny hairs, and it's kind of sticky and it's kind of slimy. And I think they literally fly onto the okra and they get stuck and they can't get off. That's funny. And I can't say I feel bad for the gnats, because gnats are really annoying to me. So this spider from yesterday that had a web, right in my pathway, has set up the exact same web again overnight. And I really don't think I'm gonna be able to get it on camera because it's like really hard to see, even just with my eyes. And I don't see the spider. I think the spider must be like waiting on the outskirts or around the edges or in this bush up here. So basically there's this like little arch that we have that really is kind of in the way, and I'm probably gonna remove it. Going through the gateway to get back to the compost pile. And this spider has a web that is like a full circle right here. And he must be waiting like somewhere up top, like in the leaves or something, because I don't see him at all. But the web is so big. It's really unfortunate for him because I can't leave this web here. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to walk all the way around to get to the compost. Okay, well, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I tried to focus on the web a little bit. Yeah, no idea where the spider is though. Okay, well, that's unfortunate that it's already 170, almost 170. Man, that's so hot. I really don't want to flip it every single day though. That's annoying. Definitely need to add more browns next time. Well, shoot, if compost season number 1 is still over 100 degrees, I think that technically means that it's still active. And if it's still active, I don't want to use it. I don't know. Okay, I have these bamboo stakes, and those are going to be eventually used to put some bug netting around the brassicas, the cabbages, and the lettuces and stuff to protect them from bugs. But I'm also going to use them to kind of mark out where I want to put the new beds and stuff. So I want to like measure it all out and put these along the corners of the beds. So just so I can kind of have a visual and just see what it looks like, so I can make a final decision on how exactly I want to do those beds. Okay, so for the first thing that I want to try, basically this is the gate post here, and I want as much space, I want the beds to be as long as possible. So really I'm just going to measure like 1.5 feet in from this, the chicken wire right here. So say 1.5 feet, it's 18 inches right here. I'm going to go ahead and put a bamboo stake here. So that'll be the first corner. And then I'm going to go down the other end of the bed, other end of the garden, and measure 1.5 feet from the chicken wire down there, and that'll be one corner. Well, I guess I could go ahead and measure 3 feet here. So let's say if I have, this is another corner right here, you can't see it, but this is 3 feet. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other end and put the 2 corners down there. Okay, so the marigolds are all up in the way, of course. And this bed is sort of in the way too. But I should be able to get these in here, I think. So I'll measure 1.5 feet. But that's actually not exactly where I want that. I also want to measure 1.5 feet from here. So right here will be one corner. And then this one will be 3 feet from this bamboo. So basically, starting at these 2 corners right here, I think that I'm going to want a bed that just goes all the way down to the other end where you see the other 2. Well, they're kind of hard to see down there, but there's 2 bamboo posts down there that are marking the other corners. So it'll be one long 3 foot wide bed. And now I'm going to make another one and then see how many I can fit inside of this space. Okay, so I'm just going to I'm just going to measure from this corner. I want there to be 1.5 feet of space in between each bed, and then 3 feet from that will be the other corner of this second bed. And now I can do a third bed, so 1.5 feet, and then 3 feet from that. Okay, so here are 3 beds sort of marked out. And I can definitely fit a 4th one over here. Well, I say that I can fit a 4th one, but I'm actually going to go down to the bottom side now and do the same thing that I did on the top side, because this bottom side is thinner than the top side for some reason, and see how far I get across this side laying out 2 more beds, and then see if I have enough room for a 4th one all the way down here as well. If I do, that's cool. I'll have 4 beds. I think I might have enough room. It's just going to be a small pathway on the outside over here in this corner. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'll show you. So I'm glad I did this because, as you can see, there's three beds laid out here, with each with 1.5 feet in between each bed, just to have space to walk down. And after the third one, I measured from the third bed's outside corner to the fence, and it's only like 3 feet 5 inches or something, which is not enough to make another 1.5 feet space between that third bed and the full 3 feet of the next bed. So, I mean, I guess well, even if it goes all the way to I don't really want it to go all the way to the fence. I want to be able to put wood chips down along the fence. That way I can help prevent all these grass from growing in, like it is behind the ochre right here. So I want to be able to put wood chips down along about 1.5 feet on the ground next to the fence, so that I can kind of keep any weeds and grass from growing there. And also, I know I have the cucumbers growing on the fence right now, but that just isn't ideal. So what I want for next year is to have trellises and stuff built for whatever needs to go up into the air, instead of going on the fence. Because things end up getting caught in the fence, like the cucumbers end up getting caught into the fence, and it kind of like deforms them and bruises them, and so it's just not ideal. And plus the fence isn't very tall, and a lot of these plants will grow way taller than just the fence. So I could do a tapered 4th bed, because there's enough room up at the top over here to do 1.5 feet of space and then 3 feet. But then I'm gonna have to taper that bed, which I guess I could do that. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go 1.5 feet from this corner of the 3rd bed. And then go 1.5 feet from the fence, and it'll be a tapered bed. So basically down here there's only like 7 inches. Down here there's only gonna be 7 inches at this bed down here. But I mean, maybe that's not ideal. Maybe I won't do that, but for now I'm just gonna mark it just so I kind of have an idea. Okay, so now I'm gonna go make the 4th bed's corners up at the other side. All right, so 18 inches, 1.5 feet for the pathway. And then 3 feet. And that leaves, on this end, it leaves just under 3 feet of pathway between the fence and the edge of the 4th bed. So quite a large difference of space on this end as opposed to that end over there. Because we didn't square off the garden area when we built it, because we just kind of winged it. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. And by the way, it didn't rain at all today. In fact, the sun has come out and it's hot now. Really need rain. I think there's a chance of rain tomorrow, but you know, you never know. We really need some rain though. Our rain barrel is empty, and the plants could use some nice rainwater.